Good morning. Mr. Pincus here, sixth grade language and literature. Good morning, Mountainside Cougars, parents, everybody who's watching this. Thanks for taking the time to dig in and have some curiosity about your child's curriculum. Again, like I said, my name is Mr. Pincus. I will leave a lot of the details of my biography in that welcome video that I posted on Google Classroom. So if you'd like to see a little bit more about your teacher, I talked a little bit there about myself. But I am a recent move to Arizona a year and a half ago from Tampa Bay. So still getting used to these brutal summers. And although I come from the tropics, you would have thought it would be an easy change for me. But this dry heat is quite different. 118 yesterday, I believe. Anyway, let's go over a little bit of the curriculum we're going to be going into this year in sixth grade. I told you a little bit about myself. The best way to contact me, I don't know if I mentioned that in the original video, I set up something on an app called Remind. Very private, safe, effective way for students and parents to communicate without disclosing private phone numbers. Kids can ask quick questions. I can make class-related announcements and talk with them using Remind. So I just sent a reminder to download that app if you haven't joined our class because it's a great way. That's the best way for quick type of pings. Maybe if somebody's going to be absent, you want to let me know real quick. And there's always 100 ways to do things in technology, but you can also leave a message through Google Classroom. You could send me an email at ipincus@susd.org. You can send me messages through homework assignments and class posts, and even our class stream, which can remain private. And of course, during live classes, kids can message me privately. So if there's a question or a thing I need to know, they can do that too. So moving on to general class expectations, they're not kind of unlike what the rest of my department will be implementing, but my class expectations, not only is it for attendance digitally in this realm, it's also going to be expected that kids are able to be engaged with, that their video is on, their audio is on, they're kind of interacting with the nonverbal cues or chat box cues or other tools I might be using to annotate texts or things we're using in language and literature. That's part of my class expectations. Of course, standard expectations like doing their work, submitting things on time professionally, their own work. We teach them in these middle school years about academic integrity, and our primary goal in middle school, I think, is to prepare them not only for 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, but on an IB track like this with MYP curriculum, they're going to be preparing themselves for a successful career, whatever that is after school, college, or any other avenue. So we're kind of making sure their integrity is there, their way of behaving themselves online is there, and our expectations are to kind of adhere to that to position themselves for the most success in high school and beyond. So I was asked to touch on how parents can best support students in their class, and that's really, while we're doing this kind of hybrid or enhanced digital learning model, that's to engage with them, not just, certainly we don't want to delve into the parental arena on this, but certainly digging and probing and asking what's going on and maybe seeing what they're doing with class. We love it when we have that direct engagement. So the way you're all supporting them right now has been great, and I would love to continue that. The Mountainside community seems to be one in which everyone's got a vested interest and a desire to be part of it. So anyway, I figure the best way here, and since it's 11:07 already, I think I've spoken for about 5 minutes, I'd like to share my screen and show you guys a little bit of what we'll be doing specifically in class, since so many of the resources are digital. So you probably can see me still in a little box, but I am going to use a browser where I've bookmarked some of my most used resources, and here they are. Of course, Zoom, we're on Zoom right now, but let me take you originally to our class in Synergy. I don't want to show any student private information, but that is where we'll begin. But students will always begin using Google Classroom, and this is where they'll have their classes, they'll have announcements, they'll have pings due tomorrow. Active, we can go into one right now. There's nothing private I can't share here. On the stream, though, you can see things I've communicated with the classroom. I will post links and maybe even inspirational videos like I've done here. But that's just the stream. Where their real work is under the Classroom tab, and everything will emanate using Google Classroom right now as our platform to springboard into other areas. For example, and I'll show you the site separately, you can see an assignment here that says No Red Ink Diagnostic, and that is another site that if they just click on this, it would take them directly to another site to practice some grammar. So that's a resource I'm going to be using quite often because it's what they call prescriptive curriculum. It's adaptive. In other words, if a student gets something wrong in, for example, subjects of the sentence, they'll be practicing more in their weak areas, and it's adaptive according to how they're doing until they get mastery. So once we achieve mastery, that would be a great thing. So I digress, but since there was an assignment there, I wanted you to see No Red Ink. And this is the dashboard of what we'll be using for another tool. This is like a class bulletin board. It's called a Padlet. Let me see if I have something here I can share. This is my class bulletin board, and I have students interact with me here by putting little post-it notes and things, and I did have one created. Let's see, here I had one for period 6, where we did a little introduction last week, where I had kids post a little, what we called a $2 biography, where the kids had to use 20 words exactly. They had 20 dimes, hypothetically, and they had to spend them all and not use any more than that on one word. One word cost a dime, and then I had them attach some pictures of themselves. And anyway, I don't want to violate privacy there, but that is Padlet. We use that as a resource quite often. Kids can interact. I can see who's doing what, and they have a real stake in what's being shown because their peers, their friends can see that. So Padlet is something. The book we're going to be starting with this year is called Flipped. Kind of a popular book for this grade level. There's a movie based on it, but it's a dual perspective, boy and girl flipped narrative, and we'll be digging into that this week. So I did want to show you Flipped. The kids already have picked that up as part of their hard stuff curriculum. So I have the book right here as well. And you see here's my light reflecting Flipped. So it's kind of cute. I encourage you guys to meet and maybe discuss it and read it along with them. It's a lot of fun. Their main curriculum being an IB school here, IB, MYP, we have this middle years program that is all kind of emanating from the College Board's curriculum of Springboard. So we have connected our Springboard resource here with our Google Classroom. I'm hoping my screen share is going well and you can see this as well. But students will be beginning on this week. So this is our textbook, our main curriculum. They've been given one of these. I have one as well, the teacher edition. We'll be working from this almost in a very sequential or linear fashion. So it'll be kind of easy once we get back to physical in-face instruction for your students to continue using the same exact curriculum. I'm only going to take a couple of more minutes here to touch on some of the other resources so my video doesn't go too long. No Red Ink I touched upon. It's got really great diagnostics and data for us to really pinpoint strengths and areas that need attention. News ELA is a great catered adjustable reading level current events site that we'll be using quite often, that students can, according to their reading level, challenge themselves all the way up to 12th grade and beyond. So we're going to be pushing those reading limits. On the same token, we use readworks.org. Everything here is connected through Google Classroom. So you'll see a lot of these with that little logo on there, but I'm hoping you guys as parents and students get used to that. Finally, another one on the grammar side is a site called Quill. I have to create my new account with Mountainside, but I've been using it for years with my other school. So we'll be using that again to get these kids in great command of the language as they go forward into high school. And finally, one of my new tools that I'm using is Nearpod. And Nearpod is a great delivery method, especially while we're doing virtual school, where students can be given whatever, if it's a PowerPoint, if it's a Quill lesson, or if it's something from readworks.org or Google Classroom. I deliver it through Nearpod, and it gives them these engaging little lessons where it's not just read and watch a video, it's these interactive questions throughout, and it's personalized to them, maybe even with their favorite movies and books, so they're really involved in the lessons. So Nearpod is going to be another resource. So kind of there you have it. From Google Classroom, we emanate out into all of these other things. Unit 1, you can see, is pretty much going to be dictated by the template of Springboard and using the fiction book we'll be reading together called Flipped. If there are any direct questions, please reach out to me using Remind, using Google Classroom, or direct email at ipincus, that's IPINCUS, at susd.org. A lot of people use a K there, so I like to spell it out. But that's pretty much it. According to my clock, I'm at about 10 or 11 minutes. So I'd love to just stop sharing, say goodbye to you guys, and hang on. Ooh, was I sharing? Did I stop sharing? Okay. I'm glad that happened. I'm hoping my recording came out well. Thanks, guys. Let's make this a great year, and hopefully we'll be seeing each other in person soon. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.